G'day. This is a video to Andrew O'Keefe of Sunrise and the Australian Chase, and your leading views. You're incorrect about the whole discovery thing. Captain James Cook did discover Australia, but yet you're saying he didn't. Would you disagree if someone said the Dutch discovered Australia? You wouldn't bat an eyelid. How about China? Since long before the Europeans had strong enough fleets, they've been literally sailing the world from the west coast of America and could have landed in the northern Queensland section. But you wouldn't bat an eyelid with that, because you'll say, oh, the brilliant Chinese, we gotta adore them. But when it comes to a English speaking person, you say, nah, never happened. You are one of the biggest idiots in the world for you to say we have to rewrite history. Well then, you want to say Aboriginals were peaceful back then. Do you have any proof, Andrew? Really? Give us some university degree, any university study, to prove that the native Australians were more peaceful back then. Can you produce that fact? No, you can't. Just like any civilization in history, Andrew, there have been wars, there have been conflicts, territory disputes. It happens all around the world. But yet you do not want to think that the native people of Australia can do such a thing. You think it's just a white British thing, and you shaming your own family for coming to Australia. We're trying to make it easier for you to live. Guess what? There could have been a lot more tribes. 100, 200, let's just say 5,000 years prior to Cook's arrival on the east coast of Australia. But hey, you don't want to be going that far. You want to think about Australia, of native Australian history being that of the oppressed from 1700 and on. Good one, Andrew. Wanting to paint Australia nothing but unicorns and rainbows and gumdrop dreams. No, it wasn't. Andrew, you are a bloody moron if you think like that. Hell, like you have no imperial proof to claim your standings. I know I don't have any imperial proof to prove mine. But you gotta really think things through. There could have been more. There could have been thousands upon thousands more indigenous lands. Owned by various now extinct native Australian populations. And it wasn't done by any white man. Who else can we think of? You can't exactly blame the Dutch because that would be politically incorrect. You can't exactly blame the Chinese because you kissed their bloody backsides. Who do you condemn the most? Heterosexual white men. Ergo, you are shaming yourself. Hey, women, you want a strong, confident man. Don't look at Andrew O'Keefe. He's not confident in himself at all. He talks a big game, but really, is he confident in his abilities? He puts down white men. He is a white man. He puts down straight men. He's a straight man. He puts himself down. Now really, women, do you want a man like that? No, you don't. You don't want a man who puts himself down. Now back to the point of the Aboriginals. You know for a fact, in history books, that nations come, nations go. Peoples come, peoples go. All one has to do is look at the Persian Empire, the rise and fall of the Persian Empire, the rise and fall of the Greek Empire, the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. All these things are historically true. But hey, you'll be the one siding with the Persians, with them invading Greece. You'll be saying that King Xerxes was a top bloke. And King Leonidas was nothing more than a scumbag who didn't deserve to be praised. You see, you praise an invading force, but yet condemn those who stand and fight. But to use your logic, you're condemning whites for doing something that Persia did, but yet championing what Aboriginals could have done that the Spartan and that Leonidas and his 300 Spartans were able to do? See, history is written by the victors. Let's just see here. Let's just look at Sydney, now known as Sydney. From, let me see, from Bondi to Parramatta, okay. North as, let's see, maybe the most northern point of Sydney's, what you can classify as Sydney, down to the most southern part of what you can classify as a Sydney area. Prior, let me just use the, since you want to use this whole 40,000 thing, and 40,000 being the magical number here, I'm taking off 35,000, just working on 5,000 years, just in the Sydney area. There could have been an unknown number of tribes. And where I live in a little place called Liverpool. But I don't live close to the Georges River, or the place now known as the Georges River. I live in a mountain, in a hilly area. And I want clean drinking water. My tribe in the western suburbs of Liverpool, which is in the southwest of Sydney, my people want clean drinking water. Our little ponds and that dry up. What do my people do in this time of 5,000 years ago? As I'm put this emphasis on, what would I do? My territory goes from what's now known as the Elizabeth Drive and Maxwell Avenue north to the region of North Liverpool Road and out west to Cow Pasture Road, with Hoxton Park Road finishing off the boundaries. No real bridges, no real watering holes there. What do? I fight for my tribe to survive. Therefore, I invade a neighboring area, conquer that. Then I would have more land going east. Then I would conquer more land. I would conquer and keep conquering until I get to the Georges River. And so that my family could survive. Or who knows? I could be closer to the Georges River, but yet healthier berries are where I am now. I do the same thing. That's what you don't want to understand. Invasion is a human thing. But yet you go, nah, Captain Cook, nah. He's nothing but a thief. Nah. You know, the Dutch, a century and a half prior, discovered Western Australia. But they left. And for years, the native Australians plucked their beards to look like the Dutch. So, Europe left something in Australia and then they buggered off. As who knows, maybe some Indonesians come down, or Laotians, or Chinese could have come down to the north. Seeing there's nothing much they can do, and they went back home. You go, nah, never happened. But guess what? Things like that did happen. Who knows? Maybe a group of native Australians from the northwest of this country may have travelled to Indonesia. May have fell asleep and woken up in what's now known as Sri Lanka, or the east coast of India. You don't want to consider that factor? Like, you never want to consider the fact that spear throwing at each other is a bad idea. You say, nah, it's not a bad idea. It's a cultural thing. So is circumcising young boys. But you say, oh, nah, never happened. You sit there in that shiny studio of yours, slamming people who think differently than you. Hell, do you know of a guy called Ernie Dingo? He is a successful native Australian. Have you heard of Kathy Freeman? She won gold in the year 2000. In Australia, of all places. Sydney. Wow. Were you sleeping under a log then? What about the movie Sapphires? You would think, nah, those women didn't do that in World War II because they're too stupid. You say that Ernie Dingo's too stupid. You're saying that Kathy Freeman is too stupid. For them to be where they are. They thrived because they had help from though the resettling of young Indigenous children was a loco idea. You shouldn't be condemning those today. The only thing I have locked up, and that is my vast DVD collection of anime and professional wrestling. The only thing I have locked up, and that's my sporting memorabilia. The only thing I have locked up are the very shirts hanging behind me. The only things I have locked up are not people, they're items. But you're going to tell me that because my Bill Goldberg shirt is black, I am culturally insensitive to black people. No, I'm not. You're saying with me owning this belt, you're telling me, oh, look at that, you have white privilege. What's this white privilege you keep speaking of? And you would say, me nicknaming this belt Donald Trump, you would say that I am being culturally insensitive to groups of people. You know what? Let's show you all these things, what I do, and I'm this, and I'm straight, and as you can see, I'm a male. You think, oh, white privilege, racist, inbred Australian. Got some news for you, pal. I am a son and a grandson of immigrants. So don't you dare play that card with me, because I will beat you. Oh yeah. And I'm wearing my favorite rugby league team. And because of a certain group in the United States, you're going to call me a person who beats up black people. Or a racist. When clearly, in science fiction has proven to us, race is nothing but the human race. We are one race. What you're doing is that you are literally causing a huge divide, Andrew. Honestly, you are causing a big divide. You're saying the thing that's behind me now, I culturally appropriated something from Japan. No. I incorporated Japanese principles into my daily life, which you don't want to understand. If you are so strong about cultural appropriation must be wiped out, you can't have the thing that your people did not do, well then, how about this? How about you tell every Middle Eastern person that they cannot drive a car, that they cannot fly in airplanes, that they cannot ride on a train, that they cannot go on family cruises. Go on. Tell them. Go ahead and tell them. Because they are culturally appropriating something that white people invented. Okay, let's think here. Let's see. It's a given. Tell everyone around the world they can't use corn. Because that's culturally appropriating Central and South American cultures. How about you tell every Chinese person, every Japanese person, every Korean, and every single Asian person they cannot use a telephone. Tell them they can never watch a TV show again. Tell them they cannot do professional wrestling again. Tell them that your involvement in the Olympic Games, which is Greek in origin, tell them they cannot compete. Tell Africans they can't compete, or even the native Australian people that they cannot compete in the Olympic Games because it's a Greek-only thing. Only Greeks in Australia, Greeks all around the world, can go to Athens every 4 years, represent their newly found territories, and they've settled and they've become the only Olympic champions. How about you get a big studio audience, get a studio, get on the phone to every single professional wrestling promotion, tell them, meet me at whatever studio that you want, and tell them that they cannot perform professional wrestling in Australia anymore because it is a North American thing. And it's also a European thing. And let's see if you actually walk out on your own 2 feet. I know those men. I know those women. They get hurt to entertain people, and they get shit for what you get. How about going to every single... how about you go to every single martial arts school in Bankstown, west of Sydney, and tell everyone there who is not of the ethnicity that the martial art come from to stop. Well, we know who will be on the news that day. It'll be you. It'll be you in Liverpool Hospital. And these are not threats. These are promises. You are virtually the type of person who will go to a heavy metal thing, to a heavy metal festival, and say to Australian ticket payers, they cannot enjoy heavy metal because heavy metal is a Europe and North American thing. You are the one who would go to a knitting circle and tell them to put down their needles because what you're doing is culturally appropriating something from the UK. Okay then, if you want to play like that game, how about you get your ass off TV? Retire. Learn a bloody trade and go into the damn ditches. Where people are a lot smarter than you are. Let me tell you why you should get off television. No more Weekend Sunrise. No more Chase. No more TV engagements for you whatsoever. If you want to live to your standards, you get off the air because television is a invention from the United States of America. And according to your logic, the only people deserving television time is Americans. Not just any Americans. This sort of Americans. There you go. You are going to tell every Aboriginal person that they don't deserve to be on television. You're going to tell every single Middle Eastern person they don't deserve to be on television. You're going to tell every single Asian person they don't deserve to be on television. Just by your logic. You keep on doing these things. Everything you say, you're digging your own grave. With that being said, you follow through with what you preach, or you keep your trap shut. I know a lot of people, especially the professional wrestling circuits. They put their bodies on the line every single weekend. 3 times a weekend, Friday and Saturday nights, and Sunday afternoons. I've seen it. I attend a thing called Supernova. And guess what? They do far more good for the community than you will ever do. You just want to sit. You just want to joke around with contestants on a. You know, someone else could do your job in hosting the chase. Let's see who could replace you for the chase. And because of, let's play by your rules. Like Conor McGregor had to play by Floyd Mayweather rules. Let's play by your rules. So you're literally, with using your rules and your logic, it can't be a white man. Okay? That takes away a lot of your colleagues. Let's just say Karl Stefanovic jumped ship to Channel 7. You are telling him he cannot host the chase because he's a white man. A white straight man. You're telling homosexual comedian Alan Bro he can't host it because he's a white man. Like Alan Bro, a comedian, something that you attempt to be but not. you, let's just see, take out the whites. There goes Samantha Armitage. A colleague of yours in the Sunrise family. Okay. Since you basically talk shit about men, can't be a man. Therefore you're telling Ernie Dingo that he can go straight to hell because he's a man. He's a straight man. The only person who can replace you, according to your logic, Jessica Malboy. She falls into your criteria of white man bashing and white people bashing. She is a woman. She is someone who's not white. Or how about, let's just throw this out there. Actually, no, Carl Wilson. She's white. Though she's not she's not Australian born, but not white. No. 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 According to your rules, if this person gets out of politics, Penny Wong, she's an Asian female homosexual. Covers quite a lot of your criteria. If she leaves politics and wants to get into the media, hey, we just found ourselves a new host of Weekend Sunrise and The Chase. And anything that you would have said yes to. Penny Wong leaves politics, does what you do. Because she fits every single criteria that you have. Will be the perfect replacement for you. But yet, Penny Wong, homosexual, would insult another community that you pander to the most. And it's not Christians, it's not Jews, it ain't Hindus or Buddhists, it's the other kind. Okay. The person, and this is now putting your criteria a bit more further. Must be not straight. Must be a woman. Must be not white. Must be homosexual. Guess what? Your criteria is really going to hurt someone. Or, hang on. White, not white. Must be female. Muslim. But yet, you siding with Muslims, you're telling homosexual people to go and jump off Sydney Centrepoint Tower. Again, your criteria keeps jacking up itself one by one against you. So there's no one that can actually replace you. I can think of someone that can replace you. Perfect. She's doing a fine enough job on the weekday Sunrise program. Samantha Armitage. She can replace you on The Chase. She's smarter. She has a far better personality. She's not afraid of speaking her mind. and far more agreeable than you are. And extremely down the center. Hell, my criteria for your replacement is done. Samantha Armitage. Hell, she can be the solo presenter in Weekend Sunrise as well. So, there's the problem solved with you saying goodbye to television according to your rules and regulations. And last on this topic, you and your constant abusing people who want to keep Australia safe will bite you in the ass.